Spyda's Web. This is the place where you're going to get wrapped up, tied up, and caught up in a web of great topics and good conversations. I'm Spyda. This is
Tinkerbell.
And Lady E.
And today we're going to have a conversation about the what?
The coronavirus.
Or the AKA the Roni, or any other names that they've come up with it, or
Right.
dances that they have out now.
So we can dance to it.
AKA had your Lysol.
So the Lysol doesn't work?
No, it works.
So then why are we going to hide it?
No, because everybody is swiping it up just like toilet
Oh,
paper.
okay, got it.
Yes.
My bad. I forget it. Anyway. Well, my whole thing is, how do y'all feel about the coronavirus? Do you feel like it was created, something that's been out for a while? What's your takes on it?
I feel like it's a little more in the creative side, like, cause it's the different signs. I can see where a person would think that ain't natural, like the flu or a common cold, allergies. Like this coronavirus, that's not natural.
I think most of the diseases are made up in laboratories. Although they say this particular one, allegedly.
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 That's the word we have to remember, ladies and gentlemen. Allegedly.
Word of the day is
Allegedly.
So, but I mean, I think allegedly they're pretty much made up in laboratories. But they say this one particularly came from China.
Came from China. Well, why is it called the Corona? Isn't that beer that's made in Mexico?
Stop playing.
So, okay, well, what beer is made in China that we can call it and give it a China name so people understand it comes from China? Because I'm thinking Mexican all the time. I feel like, let me put down my food. I feel like
Put it down,
basically when there's an election time for example, let me just get to the point. Obama was in office 2010, and I heard a man on TV giving an interview, and he was a Caucasian, and he said that I thought we would not have a black president until pigs fly. Then he said, oh, wait a minute, we do have swine's flu. So they use that in the whole derogatory term, but at the same time, most people allegedly say that Trump doesn't care for Mexicans, allegedly. But the virus we have today is called Corona, and Corona beer is made with Mexico.
yeah.
So I kind of just put those together, but then I'm not really political. Anyway, I'm different. I told you before that I was different, and this is me being different.
Conspiracy theory. And it's good to have them. You know,
Right.
it's good to have those. I mean, because we really don't know what's going on, but all I know is, from what I understand, it's very similar to the flu, but it travels
a little
faster. And just like the flu is deadly, but I think, you know, like they say, it's deadly to mostly people who have their immune system down already,
right?
The elderly, the youth, or whatever
Right.
the case may be. But I mean, the flu has been killing people for many, many years, and they didn't make a big deal about this. And speaking of the Lysol,
The Lysol.
speaking of the Lysol,
Yes.
so we know that coronavirus has actually been on the back of a Lysol can for many years. And that is not allegedly. That is fact. You can go get one if you can find some Lysol at this stage in the game.
Right,
Just
because
we can find
my
some.
thing was to do my own research. Find a Lysol can, look at it, and see it from my own eyes, and not see what somebody posted on a Lysol can.
Right.
Facebook,
There it be.
Instagram, Snapchat.
Whatever.
I don't have
Whatever.
okay, time out. I don't have Snapchat, but anyway, do I
tried,
have Twitter? I don't know. Okay.
I got it.
But my whole thing is this.
Snap me.
Don't snap her, but snap out of what it is that we're going through so nobody
Right.
else catches this virus, because the bad part about it is people are dying, and I feel that if we do what we were supposed to do in the beginning, which is be clean within yourself.
Right.
You go to the ladies' bathroom and you go in there and there's tissues and napkins and sanitary stuff all over the place. Pick up after yourself. Be clean at home. Be clean when you're out, and if you're clean, then
Be
that will help
mindful.
keep you clean. Also, eating healthy. You know, like eat some fruits and vegetables. You know, have a glass of wine every now and again. But at the same time, eat healthy, because what you put in your body, the body's like a plant. Are we doing a toast, ladies? Wait a minute, hold on, don't leave me out. Okay, to us.
To us.
But the body is like a plant, and at the same time, if you feed it well,
Nurture it.
nurture it,
Love
it
it.
will then give you good energy.
Yeah.
This virus is bad energy.
Bad aura. But did y'all know where the virus actually come from? Why they actually calling it the corona?
Why?
It's called the corona because it comes from the bats. See, over there in China.
Wait a minute, back to in Mexico?
China.
Oh, okay.
Where the coronavirus originate from.
Okay, so it's not Mexico.
No.
It's named after the beer that was created in Mexico.
The coronavirus is something that's in the bat. And being that Chinese
so did the bat bite somebody?
No, Chinese do fresh market foods.
So they're eating bat.
They eating bat straight off the street.
Not trying to get off the subject, but I have some property up north, and I ran into a couple of bats in my time flying through the house. But at the same time,
you ran into them, or
did they run into me? But at the same time, I wanted to catch them and put them in a cage and keep them as pets. My dad said, no, you cannot do that to bats. So what I want to do is I want to put bat boxes on the property because these particular bats eat mosquitoes, bugs, yes. But
Spyda hates bugs. So anybody who don't know, Spyda hates bugs.
So bats as pets, in order to get rid of mosquitoes. I mean, hey, the mosquitoes are really bad this year. Speaking of which, not to get off the subject, Matt, since we're talking about that, what about this year and it not really being cold enough to kill the mosquitoes that are out here? And and now with the coronavirus together, is that like a bad combination? I'm just asking.
That's a combination for disaster for me. That's how I feel about it because, like, take for instance yesterday. We got this coronavirus. We in quarantine. Well, supposed to be getting ready to go into quarantine or whatnot.
Some people already are.
Right.
In certain areas.
Right. In certain areas.
Some people are self-quarantined.
But no, this
the camera person included. I'm not.
Anyway, back to you.
But like our weather just yesterday was 80 some odd degrees. Right. Today is 53 degrees and raining. Do you think that's actually good for the coronavirus? How do y'all think it might be feeding it? That's what I'm feeling.
Okay, here I go again with my political stuff. I'm just saying, it's amazing how this virus comes along, and this is really heated at the moment in the winter seasons. We've been having a lot of warm weather. So, of course, most people know that germs feed off of the heat. The heat keeps them alive because they like to stay warm. But at the same time, after I start thinking about it, okay, scratch that. I'm not going to say it because if I say it, okay, I'm just going to say it.
Oh, say it.
To me, everybody loves the heat. Everybody loves the heat, but look what comes out of the heat. Right. You get all these viruses and all these germs and all these diseases, and people don't understand why I love the cold, so that I can stay fresh and clean all the time. Just to mention, let me just say this real quick because it was hot yesterday. As soon as I walked into my place, the whole thing killed me because my apartment has never been over 63 degrees. All winter I had my heat off. No heat in the whole place. The coldest it's gotten is 52. But I like it that way. It smells fresh. It still smells clean. There's no germs in there. Nobody visits me for real, but it's all good.
She hates the heat.
Yeah, I don't like the heat.
Did she just say 52 degrees?
She despises the heat.
What the world? 52 degrees.
When I walked into my place.
Who walks into a house? Listen, let me tell you something. So I already know to come over to Spyda's house.
With a
I already need to have my Antarctica suit on with my
bundled all the way.
I mean, what? 52, girl.
You walk in like you.
Okay, all right, ladies, please. At the same time, okay, I don't like the heat. So when my apartment was 67 degrees, I cut the air on so I can get rid of the heat because it was too hot.
Right.
Because I knew that was gonna go from 67 to 70 to 75, and forget that.
I think our
70.
next topic should be on women in menopause.
Been there, done that, over that. It's not the menopause, it's what you eat and how you take care of your body is how you're going to react.
That is all facts.
Trust me. Facts. But at the same time, no, maybe it's because I was born in the winter season. I'm from up north.
Me too.
My property is way up north. So snow is snow, and you can't have a winter without snow, Virginia.
Right.
And let me tell you something, the snow, and I'm from Detroit, so I'm a Detroit girl. So I'm definitely from up north. And I do believe now, I'm not so on the cold thing. Like, like I do like the warm temperatures. However, I do agree with you. No, I agree with you because we need our cold season, and that's the reason why I went to what we're dealing with this year and the coronavirus tying into that. Because you need these cold seasons, and you do need snow, and you need the ground to be frozen in order to kill what's going on underneath it, so that we don't have a mass population of bugs like what's going to happen this year. I agree with you with the coronavirus and this year and it being too hot, because that's to me that's a breeding ground, and not to mention
a bunch of different
diseases,
species,
and now
diseases,
our immunity is coming down because the weather is changing up and down, and so the coronavirus, it infects people whose immunity is down.
Right.
So here, that's a killer.
But here I looked up and learned that, like me and you had talked about earlier, supposedly the flu and this coronavirus may not stand the heat. Like the summertime. You know how in the summer you see less people catching the flu. You got a common cold. They were like, oh, a summer cold, the worst cold to get over. But nobody has the flu. Nobody has strep throat.
Well, people have it. They just don't have it as much. And that's probably because it goes off the body. It's not so much the temperature within
the atmosphere.
Correct. It's more of the body temperature.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I can get that.
But at the same time, you're constantly cool. As soon as you get heated, you want to cool yourself off. You're sitting in front of ACs. Mm-hmm. You're sitting in front of a fan. You take a cold shower.
Drinking cold water.
Hello. So you're keeping your insides nice and cool, so it doesn't actually grow. But here I go being political or whatever it is that you may want to say in the government universe. But at the same time, isn't it amazing how the virus comes along for us to spend more money in our prime time, which is tax season. So in tax season,
by the way,
we have a virus.
I need my money.
You're not gonna get it. But in tax season, we have a lot of money. A lot of people get their money back. So to tell us we have to buy up everything in order for us to get past this virus. So now we're in there cleaning off shelves in the store.
Oh my God! Can you tie into that? But before we go there, and to tie into I was gonna say, now that the president is talking about giving us a little bit of a stimulus, what they call a stimulus, whatever, allegedly. It hasn't
word
been,
of the day.
Allegedly. It hasn't been.
Allegedly.
It has not been. It has not been said that this is what's going to happen yet. But if it does, what do you think these people are going to spend this money on? Like, what would you spend your money on?
I hope it's less toilet paper because y'all just bought us out.
It cannot be less toilet paper because there is no more toilet paper. But at the same time, I guess I'll go back in the movie days when they were using seashells for toilet paper. I don't know. Go buy some seashells.
I never figured this out. I never figured out the. Have you ever figured out the seashells?
I did. The seashells thing is you can scrape with it.
Oh no.
And then you can rinse it off. And you can reuse it. It's reusable. It's not like toilet paper. Put it down the toilet and it clogs everything. I'm just saying.
This tush
so
don't
what are we gonna do
with I'd rather get a leaf.
What are we gonna do with this money that we got? What are we gonna do with this money?
I'm gonna pay my bills because when you're not working for 2 weeks, your check don't come in right for 2 weeks. So that money is to substitute the money you would have made if you were working.
Well,
so
wait.
That's what you need to do with it.
Apparently, we supposed to be being waivered. Like if you got bills, like I know Dominion sent a letter saying that
they're gonna pay my electricity. They don't care about mine because mine is only $35. So
oh dang!
They probably be like,
I swear with the cold, it's only 65 degrees, 55 degrees in her house. I'm sure she don't know.
She don't use it.
Exactly.
But no, so because of this epidemic that's now out here, the light people, the internet people, water people, they're extending their services. Like they're not talking about cutting people off. Like they're waivering all of this.
Well, they're supposed to. They have to because the government is requesting it. So when the government requests something, it happens.
Yeah.
Along with unfortunate when the population gets too full, they have to do a process of elimination. So a lot of times things are done as far as different viruses are put out to people to eliminate. We are considered, because I'm not political, I just understand some things, and that is that some things are created. All the storms that we have every year around the same time in the same countries with the same people killing the same amount. Come on, man. When do we get along? Allegedly, I have to say that because it's allegedly that they actually do that stuff. Allegedly. Y'all have to help me out with Thank you for my director,
Because
slash camera person,
right? Because she's
slash producer to be. Yeah, she about to be all that and popping. You gonna see her in front of the camera one time. We're gonna catch her. But
good luck with that one, because she's
Watch.
my daughter and she does not want to be on the other
excuse
side
me.
of the camera.
Don't believe me. Just watch.
right.
I'll catch everybody.
She does. Don't let her catch you.
But I want to go ahead.
I would spend my money on just the essentials because I'm home with my father. I take care of him. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, speak about that.
So like he does for himself. It's just it's me and him. I try and make sure everything.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna find her daddy a woman.
Yeah.
Her daddy needs a woman. He's still young, ladies, and he looks good. We're gonna get him out here too. Don't worry about it. We're about to get daddy a look. You ain't gonna have to do that no more. Daddy gonna find him a
Look at
woman.
TT's like, no.
I'm a daddy's girl, so women.
You can be a daddy's girl, but you can't do for daddy what a woman can do.
You're right.
Okay, I'm
I
just
can't
saying.
do no parts of that.
So on to the next.
He's single. He likes slow strolls in the park. He's a lovable man.
So, ladies,
Now she's picking the father.
Okay, so where do we go from here? Like, what
But,
what do you guys? I mean, again, what's your whole take on like with the coronavirus?
I feel like this
do
coronavirus is getting too much energy. It's getting entirely too much energy. Like, yeah, it is something that's important, but at the same time, where was this same enthusiasm? I'm gonna use another big word, enthusiasm, when we had other outbreaks. Like, let's start back in ancient times when they had the scarlet fever.
Okay, but you know why?
That was claiming lives left and right.
Yeah, but that back then it was something big that was going on. But you have to remember, because I'm not political, no, I'm not like a government, but allegedly, it just appears to seem to me that during these times it's always an outbreak, and they chose this time because
it's around election.
If we get this election going, and all of this is going through, people are scared to death right now. So if the president gets all of this under control, and he gives us this money because we can't go to work, so he's giving us money. He's
securing him.
He's securing him and us. He's making sure that he takes care of this virus, and this is a big thing right now. So for him to be on top of all of this, he becomes the man of the hour. Everybody votes for him, and then later on, everybody gets mad at him again.
Okay.
So that's where I feel. That's what I feel about the situation.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
What
is
about
your
you?
take, Lady E? What's your take on it?
I just really feel like I agree with you on the election. You know, definitely on the election, and things seem to seemingly happen around election time.
Seemingly.
It's always something. I do think it is. I do think it is a distraction. I do think that things happen as a distraction, especially around political times. However, do I think that we should be concerned? I feel like anytime there's anything to be concerned about, because we don't know what we're dealing with, there's cause for concern. So if they tell me, oh, well, you have to quarantine and shut down, then okay, that's what we're going to do.
Right.
I'm not, you know.
At the same time,
you know, I'm not going to stay away from my loved ones and my family and my sisters here.
Right.
I mean, but we just going to have to learn how to stay in small groups.
Right.
And I do agree with what Spyda said from the beginning. I really think that's a very good point. If we had just been doing what we were supposed to as a country, because and here's another point before I know, and I know we're running on short time, but here's another point. Like, when you go to the bathroom, right? What do you say to the person that walks out of the stall and walks to the door without even washing their hands? This is where we have come.
What do you say?
Excuse me, sir, ma'am.
Now, and we see.
What do you say?
Honestly, I'm generally, because the type of person I am, I'm not real quick-witted on my reactions, so I usually have the face on.
But not the stank face.
So that's the face. That's what they would call.
You might want to come in on a close here.
Right.
This is the face. So people are like, why are you looking at me like that?
If you don't know that,
Right.
I cannot tell you because you're an adult.
Right, you're old enough, and that's my thing. If you're an adult, you're old enough to know right from wrong. You know, if you use the restroom, you need to wash your hands. If you sneeze in hand or this way, you need to go and get some type of something.
That's understandable, but at the same time, my thing is this, and it's an old saying people say, if you knew better, you do better.
Right.
But some people know better and still don't do better. So by all means, it takes nothing for you to wash your hands. They
Wash
gave a
your
sanitizer.
hands.
Sing a song.
But
A
sanitizer
quick
came
song.
out, right? Sanitizer came out, and people feel like no more soap and water. I just need some sanitizer.
No.
Yeah, let's
No.
eat.
You
So,
will wash your hands.
Right.
I taught my grandson when he was 1 how to wash his hands, saying ABCs. You say your ABCs all the way up to the Z, and then you just rinse them off, and you're done. It takes nothing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, get in them there. But I'm just saying, people, wash.
Please.
Look,
Clean up after yourself.
we got our words allegedly
And
and
wash.
But,
The
it
W.
has been so wonderful. And so I got us a little gift with, I'm talking about, well, Tink, we have to go double on that. Well, actually, all 3 of us did this. So we have we're going to take a little
yeah,
shot
we're going to
for
take a
everybody.
shot,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
But we
You ready?
have our countries that, and I want to know what country y'all decided on. I collect shot glasses, by the way, from any countries. So anybody who goes overseas, not now, please don't go overseas.
Don't go. The corona is here.
Well, the flight's not going to take you. Hotels are shutting down. Anyway,
That's
go ahead.
it.
What do you have?
So I am drinking from Antigua today.
Antigua.
Antigua.
Wait a minute. It's got a lot of color. Oh, it's colorful, just like
yeah.
yours.
It is.
Antigua.
And so what you got? Tim?
What you
I
got?
have Brazil, and I'm a little birdie, and you see
Well,
right. I'm a
mine-
beautiful bird, pelican.
Because
No,
it's
I'm
a pelican.
joking.
That don't look like a pelican.
No, it's not a pelican.
That's a parakeet.
That's a parakeet.
Oh, okay. And
Holly want a
what is
cracker.
that over there? Isn't that the Fruit Loop guy?
That's the
Toucan.
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 Yeah, the
That's
toucan.
I'm dead.
She said the Fruit Loop.
I don't know
Right.
what's wrong with
When
them.
you said the Toucan.
I was thinking of Georgia the Jungle.
Okay. Well,
Anyways.
Our
mine,
fault.
I'm drinking in St. Vincent's because I love the islands. Having a little island blood within myself, you know.
So
But
so
at
if
the
you
same
can't,
The pussy.
Look.
Yes.
so if you can't, because we might go into quarantine. I say why not have a little fun with your family and friends? We can't go to these places, but we can sure.
We can sure drink
Drink
out of
from
these.
it.
We can drink from it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And to everybody, I'd like to say thank you for watching. This is Spyda's Webb. And remember to always give a thumbs up, thumbs down, whether you like it or don't like it. Make sure that you share. Make sure that you subscribe. And make sure you scroll all the way to the bottom if
Leave
you
a
want to
comment.
if you want to communicate with us and get in on action, just leave a comment. It's actually called message at the bottom, but you can type something in there. I'll respond, they'll respond.
I'm
and we'll get it
always
going.
down to talk to the fans of the world.
As always. So until next